Secondly, the commercials. You're going to hear some commercials from the Jazz Age, and you'll think, wow, this is pretty grim. But they're accurate. They did put formaldehyde in milk, and they did put hydrochloric acid in toothpaste. So these are accurate. As you probably gathered, we've got Sue Orfield as our musical guest.
No, no.
All right, everyone, we're going to be live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome, everyone, to another adventure of Sam Shovel, Private Eye. In tonight's episode, there won't be one, but 4 murders. How will our famous detectives solve these crimes? Are they connected? Let's find out in this episode of Tailor Made for Murder.
It was a hot and sultry day in the city. The ceiling fan in my office churned slowly, like a blunt oar through crude oil. Business was way down due to some bad press after the case of the crying Karen. I was cooling my heels, throwing cards into my hat when my secretary, Billy Bossy Pants, buzzed me.
Buzz.
What is it, Bella?
2 things. First, when are you going to get the intercom fixed? I'm tired of yelling, Buzz.
I'll get it fixed right after my next big case. And the other thing?
You've got a potential client.
Can he pay?
He doesn't smell like money. He looks like a country bumpkin.
Send him in anyway. I might at least get some ham and eggs for my trouble.
Okay.
I was just tossing the King of Hearts into my fedora when in walked the man of my dreams. His shoulders were as wide as the Brooklyn Bridge, and call me a sucker, I was in a buy-in mood. I asked him, "What can I do for you?"
I'm Divine.
You are at that.
Dan Divine. I came here just to meet you.
I see.
It's about my fiancée.
I see.
She's gone missing,
I see.
and I want you to find her.
I see. Did you check the hospitals?
I see you.
I see you too.
Intensive care unit.
I see.
Buzz.
Bella, not now.
Buzz, buzz, buzz right now, you second-rate gumshoe.
That really stings.
There's a man here to see you, and...
What on earth?
He just keeled over on my desk.
What's wrong with him?
He was murdered.
How do you know that? Deductive reasoning?
There's a yardstick plunged precisely 12 inches into his back.
Someone did not go to great lengths to kill this guy.
Oh, right. But why use a yardstick? That's pretty weird, isn't it?
It's no weirder than using a frozen parrot.
Why would you use a frozen parrot to kill someone?
Thawed parrots are too bendy.
And Flappy? That was a weird day.
What do you think happened to this guy?
I'm not sure, but I can tell you this much. It was a case of death by inches.
Who is that dead man on Bella Bossy Pants' desk? Why does he have a yardstick in his back? And if he wanted to see Sam, why didn't he go metric so that he could meet her? For the answer to these and other questions, stay tuned. Sam Shovel will be back after this message from our sponsor.
Hey, Mom, what's for breakfast?
Steak and eggs, grilled onions, peppers, and asparagus.
Aw, Mom, not again. And I guess the lobster.
Is on the side with garlic butter, just the way you like it. And I have a freshly squeezed glass of
Grapefruit juice? I know. Mom, I'm so tired of steak and lobster for breakfast. Can't we have anything else?
But this breakfast gives you the protein and vegetables that a growing boy needs.
Aw, Mom.
Having trouble with a picky eater?
Who's that?
I'm the spokesman for Corny's, the breakfast of winners.
What are you doing in my kitchen?
I speak for Corny's.
You break into our house to speak about corn? Billy, call the police.
Now, just hold on there a second, buckaroo. There's no need to call the police. I speak for Corny's, the breakfast of winners. We can help you with your picky eater problem. Try a bowl of Corny's.
All right, what's in it?
Corn from America's heartland. Each ear is carefully picked by hand by migrant workers hired for just this purpose. The corn is puffed and then saturated with 23 essential vitamins and iron.
Saturated?
With a fire hose. Here, try some.
Wait, isn't that caramel corn?
Corny's is also saturated with glucose, fructose, sucrose, lactose, corn syrup, maple syrup, and cough syrup.
Cough syrup?
For those little rascals that have a bit too much energy, it settles them right down.
Wow, Mom. Cornies are...
When served with chocolate milk, Corny's is part of this balanced breakfast.
No more cooking over a hot stove or keeping the lobster tank stocked. You've sold me. What's that, Billy? Are you okay?
Don't worry, Billy is fine. There is so much sugar in Corny's that his mouth is instantly sewed shut.
I'm gonna order this stuff by the truckload.
Corny's, the breakfast of winners.
Previously, Sam Shovel met a man who was drop dead gorgeous and a man who just dropped dead. Which man will Sam spend more time investigating? And now, back to Sam Shovel, Private Eye in Tailor Made for Murder.
The man on Bella's desk was deader than a revival meeting at a Lutheran church. And it was just my luck that Sergeant Sullivan was on duty when Bella called the police. Sullivan walked into my office like an obese walrus on hot sand. He didn't waste much time on small talk, or small grunts in his case. I know what you're saying, but I don't know anything about the guy. This is the first time that I've laid eyes on him. Just look at him. You can see how he died. And if you look at the yardstick plunged in his back, he already had 1 foot in the grave. Oh, come on, that was hilarious. I mean, yardstick in his back, 1 foot in the grave. You're not one of those metric system freaks, are you, Sullivan?
Why is he just grunting?
Sullivan is always like this before his first donut. Here, detective.
Crawler?
Yeah, nothing crueler than a yardstick in the back.
He's talking about the donut.
No, it's just a glazed donut.
Really? But the texture and sweetness
Hello?
suggest...
Dead body?
Right. You know why the victim was in your office?
Probably because he was a typical customer for Sam, a deadbeat.
Your secretary's got a mouth on her.
And a brain. It's too bad you don't have both, too.
Who's this guy?
I'm Dan Devine.
What are you doing here? Did you know the victim?
I came to see Sam about...
About something confidential between client and private detective.
You hired Sam Shovel? What for? One of your socks go missing?
No,
He's not at liberty to say.
Well, Dan, take my advice. Stay away from Shovel. If you want to stay at liberty, I need both of you to come down to the station and make a statement.
We will, but first...
But first, nothing. You come down to the station, or I'll have you arrested.
Arrested for what?
Obstruction of justice, conspiracy to commit murder, impersonating a private investigator. I'll throw the book at you. Get down to the station.
That man is as pleasant as a peacock with an eye infection.
Do you do that a lot?
Do what a lot?
Speak in similes.
You're not familiar with noir, are you?
No.
Noir is like first hour English composition class. It's dark, grim, and full of killer literary devices. So, back to the case of the missing fiancée. You still want me to find her?
Yes.
I charge $25 a day plus expenses.
What kind of expenses?
Bullets, shoe leather, a union scale saxophone player. The usual.
That sounds fair.
So, your fiancée came to the city?
Yes.
Where was she last seen?
At the Hyatt Regency. I went there. They said she checked out.
It's a place to start. What's her name?
Alexandria. Alexandria Barone.
The heiress?
Yes.
You're certainly marrying up.
I can't argue with you there.
Why'd she run off?
Honestly, I don't know. But she's been very angry lately.
Why?
I don't know.
Did you ask her why she was angry?
She said she was frustrated with shopping and then kept talking about it and just repeating herself over and over. I helped save time by giving her a 5-point action plan to help her shop more efficiently.
Let me guess. The plan did not help.
Alexandria got even angrier with my help. Women are a mystery.
Yes, but mysteries are solved if you read the book.
Excuse me?
Just this once. Do you have a picture of her?
Yes. This was taken at our engagement party.
She's dressed to the nines.
She should be. We were an hour late to the party while I waited for her to just get dressed.
Uh-huh. Just get dressed. Let me guess. That's the only suit that you own?
Yes.
And it's off the rack?
Yes.
And you wear it for weddings, funerals, and bare-knuckle boxing?
What's your point?
You don't know the first thing about women having to just get dressed.
Okay, still a mystery.
Okay, and you still need to read the book. I'll start my investigation today. Where can I reach you?
I'm staying at the YMCA. It's all I can afford.
Young man, there's no need to feel down. I said, young man, pick yourself off the ground.
If you say so.
I'm just saying, it's fun to be at the YMCA.
If you say so.
I'll start work today. I'll call you at the YMCA with any updates.
All right. Thank you, Mrs. Shovel.
That's Miss Shovel.
You're single.
By choice. Not my choice, but still. You can call me Sam.
All right, Sam, you can call me Dan.
I will call you Dan. With any updates.
Goodbye, Sam.
Goodbye, Dan.
That man is as tasty as chocolate-covered French fries.
Hey, similes are my thing.
Whatever you say.
Right. Why is that dead body still on your desk?
The police don't clean up after themselves.
Well, shift it over to the outbox, would you?
Why?
It's outgoing mail, right?
I find myself envying the dead guy right now.
Hold my calls, Bella.
Shouldn't be much of a problem, Sam.
In the darkened corner of my office, a husky voice said,
Well, 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 you are certainly worth waiting for.
Hey, who are you?
My name's Sven Svengali.
How did you get into my office?
I let myself in.
I locked the door.
I used the window. I wanted to see you.
We're on the 5th floor.
I really wanted to see you.
He struck a match to light a cigarette, and I could see his face for the first time. He had the face of an angel. Of course, Lucifer is an angel. And things suddenly got very, very hot in my office. What can I do for you, Mr. Svengali?
What a delightful question.
Let me rephrase that. What do you want?
Again, another delightful question.
Let me rephrase that. What business do you have in my office?
I require your services.
Do you have to stand so close?
Why? Does it bother you?
No, you bother me.
I bother you? How interesting.
Oh, stop that.
Stop what?
Twisting everything I say into something creepy.
Oh, you could never be creepy, Sam. Can I call you Sam?
Let's go with Shovel.
Shovel. I can dig it.
Look, Svengali, I'm working a case here. So state your business or get out of here.
I wish to hire you.
To find somebody?
To lose somebody.
Come again?
I will pay you $50 a day to do absolutely nothing.
Hey, if you're trying to get me into politics, it's gonna cost you a lot more than that.
No, Sam, all I want you to do is sit at this desk and only sit at this desk for the next 2 weeks, and I will pay you $700.
Well, that sounds like my kind of job. There's only one problem. I already accepted a case.
Even better, you'll be making $75 a day. Just tell the poor sap you couldn't find the woman.
How do you know about the woman?
Isn't every case about some woman running away?
I know one woman who should be running away right now.
What are you afraid of, Sam? Temptation? Tell you what, I'll sweeten the deal. You won't have to sit at this desk for the money. I'll take you on a slow boat to Havana. Sun, an ocean breeze, and all the drinks with little umbrellas that you can or can't handle. Sam?
Yeah?
Standing this close, you smell great.
That's because I use both nostrils.
What?
And I smell a rat. Bring! Why do you want me to lay off this case, Sven?
Then you could spend more time with me.
That's not it. No, there's something else.
Buzz!
What was that?
It's my secretary, Bella.
Why is she making that sound?
It's our new intercom system. It's all the buzz around town. What is it, Bella?
Sergeant Sullivan is calling you?
Put him on line 1.
We only have one line. Sergeant Sullivan, Shovel will speak to you now.
What is it, Sullivan?
Another man's been found dead.
Is he on Bella's desk too?
No.
Then why are you calling me?
He had your business card. On the back of the card is a phone number. It belongs to Marquis de Sade.
The fashion designer?
The same. Marquis de Sade was the stiff on your secretary's desk.
Then who's the new dead guy that you found?
Will Hurt.
Another fashion designer? Where are you?
At Will Hurt's place. It's in the garment district.
Where did you find Will Hurt?
In his own locker.
The Hurt Locker?
Yeah.
How did he die?
Meat cleaver to the chest.
I'll be right down to talk to him.
But he's dead.
Yeah, but there's still something he wants to get off his chest.
Why does Sven Svengali want Sam off the case of the missing fiancé? Does she have a previous engagement? And who is killing fashion designers in New York City? Were their clothes to die for? For the answer to these and other questions, stay tuned. Sam Shovel will be back after this message from our sponsors.
Meep, Sorry, Stan.
You're late again, Joe. I don't mind carpooling with you, but...
I know.
What's going on? Need a new alarm clock?
It's my hair.
What?
As you know, I work in advertising. Appearances are very important.
As they are for any successful businessman.
Yes, my problem is my hair. When I get up in the morning, my hair looks like I've had a night of raiding through the arid plains of outer Mongolia.
I know what that looks like.
But Stan, your hair is always perfectly styled with distinguished highlights of gray, and you are never late for our carpool.
That's because I use brulee cream.
Brulee cream?
Brulee cream. It's what every ambitious businessman uses for his hair.
So I just put a little dab in my hair and comb it out?
Oh no, you need a whole bucket of brulee cream. You dunk your whole head in it.
Really?
Really. Then you sprinkle more sugar on your head and caramelize the sugar to set it in place.
How do you caramelize it?
With a blowtorch.
I don't know.
Trust me on this, Joe. I look so professional now with brulee cream that I got that big promotion.
Really?
Really.
Ooh. Ah.
And women find brulee cream irresistible.
Wow, I want to be irresistible to women too.
It's great, Joe. You only have to worry about women tapping your head with a spoon.
No problem. I'm buying brulee cream today.
Ba-dum-bum-bum.
Brulee cream,
A little dab will do ya.
brulee cream.
You look so debonair.
Brulee cream.
The girls will all pursue ya.
The
Love to get their spoons into your hair.
Previously, Sam Shovel met Sven Svengali, a man who is beautiful and seductive, but refuses to bare his heart. Sam is going to examine Will Hurt, a man with a meat cleaver in his chest who had his heart bared. And now, back to Sam Shovel, Private Eye in Tailor Made for Murder.
I took a taxi to the garment district. Will Hurt's fashion studio looked like a medieval torture chamber, but without the customer service. Corsets, girdles, and underwire lined one wall, while pumps, wedges, and stilettos lined another. All of the clothes that are designed to make women painfully beautiful. Sullivan was waiting for me by the body. So, this is Will Hurt, the famous fashion designer.
The one and only. I don't get fashion. Why is he wearing that open shirt?
That's no shirt. He's wearing a woman's blouse.
How do you know that?
The buttons are on the left side. Besides, women's blouses are so delicate. You can see that when the cleaver hit that first thread at the neckline, the blouse completely unraveled and split.
All the way up to his navel?
Yeah, that's a lot of cleavage.
We also found this blouse shoved in his face and this ripped woman's swimsuit by his neck.
It's pretty obvious what happened.
Really?
Of course. First, the killer tried to smother Hurt with a woman's blouse, but the fabric is so sheer, Hurt could breathe right through it. Then, the killer tried to strangle Hurt with a woman's swimsuit, but the material's so cheap, it just ripped to shreds. So then he went with the meat cleaver. That is sold to men and thus well made.
That seems pretty far-fetched to me. I've got a better theory.
Oh yeah, what's that?
Well, it's no secret that you're desperate for some cash. And just by coincidence, Marquis de Sade shows up to your office with your card. Almost like he had an invitation.
What are you getting at?
You're a regular customer of these fashion designers. You tried stealing a blouse and a swimsuit, but Will Hurt caught you. You killed him with the meat cleaver. Marquis was a witness, so you killed him with the ruler.
And you think that my theory is far-fetched?
Yeah, so?
Sullivan, look at me. Do I look like I wear designer clothes?
Yeah, you're right. I'd have to find a murdered rag pickers for you to be a suspect.
Thanks for that. I'll help you on this case when I can, but I've got a paid job looking for a missing person.
Fine, but don't leave town.
Does sailing on a slow boat to Havana with a gorgeous man count as leaving town?
In your case, it counts as leaving reality.
Sometimes, Sullivan, you surprise me. Call my secretary if you need me.
Hey, what?
As soon as I closed the door to the alley, I was lifted and slammed against a grimy brick wall. The fingers that gripped my lapels looked like smoked liverwurst sausages. The arms connected to the hands had the texture and size of bristlecone pines. And the eyes that stared at me from a Neanderthal bone structure were red-rimmed and very, very tiny. I thought it best to introduce myself. Excuse me, sir.
Ma'am.
Excuse me?
Ma'am, I'm a woman. Can't you tell?
Oh, not really. Your biceps are blocking my view of your distinguishing characteristics. I'm Sam Shovel, and you are?
Buffy. Buffy Hardcastle.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
A pleasure. Really?
Meeting you has been a very uplifting experience.
You're pretty glib, you know that?
Glib? Really?
I own a thesaurus, you know.
Oh, you own a book? A thesaurus? Really?
Maim, mash, maul, mangle, mutilate.
I stand corrected.
I got a message for you from Big Al.
Big Al? I've never heard of him.
Big Al's the new boss in the garment district.
Garment district? Does he have it all sewn up?
Glib like I said. You make me want to bust a gut. Yours.
You said that you have a message for me from
Yeah.
Big Al?
Take a vacation.
I can't. You know how it is when you're self-employed. My jerk of a boss won't let me have a day off. And don't even get me started on health and dental insurance.
Yeah, too bad. Because I think health and dental insurance is something you're going to really need about now.
You know, you're the second person to suggest that I take a vacation.
You mean that piece of eye candy, Sven Svengali?
Yeah,
Yeah, he was the carrot. I'm the stick.
you're the whole tree. Speaking of which, aren't your limbs getting tired holding me up?
Nah, you weigh less than my last sandwich.
Well, I am a hero after all.
One more pun and you'll be a clubbed sandwich.
I get that a lot. Look, I know that we don't see eye to eye.
Well, I could always lift you a little higher.
Oh, please don't. I'm afraid of heights. Why does your boss want me to stop looking for this woman?
How should I know? I'm just a messenger. One more time, Shovel. Get the message. Take a vacation. If we talk again in the next 2 weeks, we won't be talking again.
That makes absolutely no sense.
Right. It'll just be senseless violence. You get me?
I get you.
Good. Now drop it. I gotta get going. I'm late for my pedicure.
Do they charge extra for the sixth toe? Buffy was already too far away to hear my last witty remark. In fact, I made sure that she was too far away to hear my last witty remark. I dusted off my clothes and I hailed a cab. Normally I'd catch the subway, but Dan Devine was paying for my expenses. The cabbie took me to the Hyatt Regency, where I began my search for the elusive Alexandria Barone. I spoke to the desk clerk there. Excuse me, you there. Do you work here?
And good evening to you two. I'm well, and yourself?
Yeah, I'm fine. Look, I'm in a bit of a hurry.
Yes, my outfit is rather stunning. The color really suits me. In my color scheme, I'm more of an autumn person.
Look, I don't really have time for this.
You don't have time for a civil conversation, for an exchange of pleasantries, for basic manners.
Oh, I get it now. Perhaps you will speak to President Washington?
$1?
President Lincoln might join the conversation.
$6?
Actually, $1 and a penny. Money is sort of tight right now.
Why does everyone think that money substitute for basic good manners?
Because we live in the good old USA?
Look, just because I work in the service industry doesn't mean that I'm less of a human being.
I didn't mean.
I've got hopes and dreams, you know.
I'm sure that you do.
And I've got a name. Even in the script, I'm only referred to as hotel clerk. I'm not even mentioned in the program. Look, in your programs, I'm not mentioned. Look! In the cast list, I'm listed as other. But I've got my own identity. I've got my own name. And my name is Dorcas!
Do you really want me to call you Dorcas?
Hotel clerk is fine.
Right. Look, I'm sorry that we got off on the wrong foot. I'm in the service industry too.
Waitress?
Practically. So, do you have a tip for me?
What?
Can you help me find this girl?
That's Alexandria Barone.
What can you tell me about her?
She was not popular with the housekeeping staff. Barone expected that each individual mote of dust would be plucked out of the air before it dirtied her things.
So, she was a bit demanding.
She was a lot rich. It goes with the territory.
She checked out?
To the immense gratitude of the entire staff.
Do you know where she went?
She mentioned something about shopping. I don't know where.
That's all?
Yes, but there was one thing. She was returning some clothing?
Ring, ring.
Excuse me. Hello?
Is Sam Shovel there?
Who?
Sam Shovel.
Can you describe him?
He's a she.
Oh, can you describe her?
Yeah, she's wearing a rumpled trench coat, trying too hard fedora, and a 5 o'clock eyeshadow. Oh, and she's usually rude to clerks and cabbies.
Yeah, she's here. Hold on. It's for you.
Hello?
There's been another murder, Sam.
Where?
Duds and Suds on 5th Avenue.
How'd he die?
I don't know. He was found in a washing machine. Sullivan is waiting for you at the scene of the crime.
Tell him I'll be right there.
What was that all about?
There's been another murder of a fashion designer.
Another murder?
And this one was stuffed in a washing machine.
That's how he died?
I don't know. But one thing's for sure.
What?
They didn't run the washer on the delicate cycle.
Why Why does Buffy Hardcastle want Sam off of the case of the missing fiancé? Is she so angry all the time because she does CrossFit? And who stuffed a fashion designer in a washing machine? Did they think they would make a clean getaway? For the answer to these and other questions, stay tuned. Sam Shovel will be back after this message from our sponsor.
Good morning, Betty.
Oh, hello, Doris.
Why so glum?
Oh, the milk is curdled again, and I just bought it yesterday.
What kind of milk did you buy?
Just cow's milk. Is there any other kind?
Oh, of course there is. You should buy Heidi milk, like I do.
Heidi, like the Swiss girl?
No, like formaldehyde.
Formaldehyde, isn't that what they use to preserve corpses?
Yes, and it's a real whiz at preserving milk, too.
I don't know. Is it safe?
Is food poisoning safe? Heidi milk has none of that dangerous bacteria. And formaldehyde comes from all natural ingredients.
All natural?
When you light up your old kerosene lamp, what do you get? Formaldehyde. And when your husband lights up his Lucky Strikes, what do you get?
Formaldehyde.
That's right, Betty.
That's it. I'm switching to Heidi milk. Say, Doris, does Heidi make milk cream or make cream too?
Oh, you bet, Betty. Heidi milk puts the cream in crematory. Heidi milk for all of you lucky stiffs out there.
Previously, Sam Shovel met Buffy Hardcastle, a woman who has more muscles than a Boston seafood restaurant. A fashion designer was found in a washing machine, but the body was recovered before it was washed out with the tide. And now, back to Sam Shovel, Private Eye in Tailor Made for Murder.
I went to the Duds and Suds on 5th Avenue. The laundromat smelled like a middle school locker room after a game of dodgeball. Sullivan was arguing with an irate customer next to a washing machine.
I'm telling you, you can't do that.
You can't tie up a washer all day. Besides, I moved your load to the dryer. I even put the dime in for you.
My load was a dead body. You interfered with a crime scene.
That explains the chalk outline in the washer. It left a stain, you know.
I don't care. You just can't.
Shouldn't we just get the body out of the dryer, Sullivan?
Yo. Yeah.
And can you move it along? My load's ready to dry.
Just put him over on this table here.
Okay.
Do you recognize him?
Yeah. He's another fashion designer, Phil Tightly. Can you tell what killed him?
It's obvious. Just look at his label. It says hand wash only. Besides that, he was in the dryer. You're supposed to let him dry on a flat surface.
Are you being funny, Shovel?
You have no idea what I'm talking about, do you?
What?
You're a bachelor. How do you wash your clothes?
Every first Tuesday of the month. I got this favorite rock down by the river.
Yep, that's what I'm talking about. Before I started shopping in the men's department, I had to wash my clothes with an eyedropper filled with distilled water.
I don't get your point.
There's a connection with all of these murders.
Yeah, they're all fashion designers.
But it's more than that. All of these murders are crimes of passion.
That's where you're wrong, Shovel. This is a turf war, plain and simple. You ever heard of Big Al?
Yeah.
Well, word on the street is that Big Al's taking over the garment district and removing anyone who stands in his way. Marquis de Sade, Will Hurt, Phil Tightly all got in his way.
But it's more than that. Somehow it's wrapped up with this fiancé that I'm trying to find.
What's the missing fiancé got to do with a turf war?
I don't know. But Big Al's goons are trying to get me off the case. The fiancé and the turf war must be connected.
You're crazy, Shovel. You just take care of the case of the runaway bride, and I'll take care of the turf war.
The hotel clerk said that Alexandria Barone was returning some clothing.
Hotel clerk? What's her name?
Not important. What is important is that the clothing Alexandria Barone buys are always designer originals. I've got to go.
Where are you going?
I've got to find someone who is evil by design. I took a cab and picked up Dan Devine at the YMCA. We were taking the cab to Max Payne's designer store as I told Dan about my progress on the case. The city traffic was really hopping that night.
Hey, get out of the way! I'm walking here! Right, Mommy, I have to go to the bathroom. Are we there yet? Not now, Johnny. Hey, taxi!
The other one.
Beep, beep.
So, you know where Alexandria is?
I think I do. And I think that she's in danger.
What?
3 fashion designers have been murdered.
So, the man who died in your office
Was the late Marquis de Sade. He was preceded in death by the late Will Hurt. And recently, Phil Tightly was found in a washing machine.
Phil Tightly? I heard he wasn't in the fashion design business anymore.
No, he's all washed up. Max Payne is the last fashion designer in the garment district still alive and kicking.
What has this got to do with Alexandria?
She only wears designer clothes, right?
Right.
And the hotel clerk at the Hyatt Regency told me that your fiancé was going to return some clothes.
What was the hotel clerk's name?
Not important. What is important is that the only designer Barone can return clothes to is Max Payne.
So you think that Alexandria...
Oh, we're here. Thanks, Cabby.
I've got a name, you know.
What?
Look, just because I work in the service industry doesn't mean that I'm any less of a human being.
I didn't mean that.
I've got hopes and dreams, you know.
I'm sure that you do.
And I've got a name. Even in the script, I'm only referred to as Cabby. In the cast list, I'm under other. Look in your cast list. It says other. But I've got my own identity. I've got my own name, and my name is...
Look, buddy, I've heard this spiel before. What is it with you people in the industry?
What do you mean, you people?
Look, I'm sorry. Here's a tip for you.
Great. I'm a nickel closer to retirement now. Don't try hailing a cab in this city anymore. Word gets around. And by the way...
Yeah?
My name is...
Screech!
Wilberforce.
That was one crabby cabby.
When did service industry people start copping an attitude?
Next thing you know, they'll be asking for a livable wage.
Okay, there's Max Payne's boutique.
Boutique?
It's like a men's clothing store, but with half the cloth and double the prices. I don't think that we should go in the front door. Let's take the door at the end of this dark, crime-ridden alley.
Is that a good idea?
This always happens in film noir. Now, if I were wearing high heels and a bikini, we'd be more in the horror genre.
Women wear high heels and bikinis?
Like I said, only in horror movies. And law office dramas. And Marvel comics. The door is locked. Let me get a bobby pin to pick it.
Sam, look out!
Boom! Something smashed into me like a redwood on a lumberjack's first day at work. I saw an explosion of stars like a direct bomb hit at the Academy Awards. Before everything went to black, I knew one thing. I wasn't wearing high heels and a bikini. I will survive this.
Who is killing all the fashion designers in New York City? Are they crimes of passion or a turf war? And if it's a turf war, will Shovel be able to dig up the dirt? And why isn't Sam wearing a bikini and high heels? It sure would help our program reach that coveted 14 to 28-year-old male demographic. Stay tuned for the answers to this and other questions. Sam Shovel will be back after this word from our sponsor.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
What's the matter, Helen?
Johnny lost another tooth last night.
It just means that little Johnny will get some money from the Tooth Fairy. How much money has Johnny gotten so far?
$23.
That's a lot of money.
Johnny has lost a lot of teeth. He can't keep losing teeth, Mary. He's developing a permanent lisp. And we have to make tough choices between paying the heating bill or the Tooth Fairy.
Have you considered having Johnny brush his teeth?
We have the baking soda and salt right next to the sink, but Johnny refuses to use it to brush his teeth.
Baking soda and salt? Well, there's your problem right there, Helen. You're still living in the 19th century. You need to buy Toothbright toothpaste.
Toothpaste? You mean like glue? That would make things a lot quieter around here.
No, toothpaste, as in Miracle Oral Care. With Toothbright toothpaste, little Johnny will lose 20% fewer teeth.
Wait a minute, what's in this toothpaste? It doesn't have fluoride, does it?
Fluoride? Of course not. We wouldn't want little Johnny to become a communist now, would we?
Heaven forbid.
No, Toothbright toothpaste has all natural ingredients, like cuttlefish, chalk, hydrochloric acid, and peppermint.
Hydrochloric acid?
Nothing destroys tartar buildup like hydrochloric acid.
Ma, I lost another tooth, a bicuspid this time.
That darn lisp. You've sold me, Doris. I'm going out and buying Toothbright toothpaste today.
Toothbright toothpaste. Buy it today. Recommended by 9 out of 10 barbers.
And that's the tooth.
That darn lisp.
Previously, Sam Shovel had tracked down the missing fiancée to Max Payne's fashion boutique when she was knocked unconscious. Is this the end of Sam Shovel? Is she expendable? Is she wearing a red shirt? And now, the exciting conclusion to Sam Shovel Private Eye in Tailor Made for Murder.
When I came to, my head felt like a bowling alley during league play. I blinked my eyes until I could focus on two tiny red-rimmed pinpricks encased within 7 inches of sloping cranium.
I told you we wouldn't be talking if we were talking.
You know, that makes a lot more sense when one is concussed.
Oh, Sam, you should have taken that cruise with me.
Only if his first name is Tom.
What?
Way after your time.
Sam, run!
I'm not leaving until I find your fiancée.
Oh, but you did find her.
Who are you?
Speak with respect, Shovel. You're talking to Big Al.
The crime boss of the garment district is a woman?
What, you don't believe a woman can deliver murder and mayhem?
Oh, I can believe that. I've been to Black Friday sales after all. But crime boss? What about the glass ceiling?
Shattered, just like Payne.
As in window?
No, as in Max.
He's body shamed his last woman.
What are you talking about?
He only made pants for one without hips, so he fixed him.
You might say that Max Payne is unhip now, if you catch my meaning.
Ouch.
He had it coming. All of these designers had it coming. None of their sizes were the same. A size 4 for one designer is a size 12 for another. And a size 0? Really? Who's a size 0? Did they come up with that just to make sure that nobody could have the ideal body?
Next year, they'll probably come up with a size -1, just to make the size 0s feel bad.
It's not worth killing someone over. Just try the clothes on.
Shut up!
Just try them on, he says. This is the same guy who whined about me waiting in the store while I tried on clothes. He held my purse like it was an irritable skunk.
Hey, similes are my thing.
And how about a simple thing like washing clothes?
Just throw them in the laundry.
Shut up!
I have to launder my clothes by hand in filtered 61.2 degree water. Then they have to lie flat to dry during a solar eclipse. Your suit doubles as an artillery bunker. And let's talk about modesty.
You do brag a lot, Alexandria.
Shut up!
Not that kind of modesty. I'm talking about clothing.
Well, at least I'm not wearing high heels and a bikini.
You don't shop in the misses section. They only have 2 choices as a woman. Cleavage City when you're young and Fruitville if you're old. Well, I'm sick of it, and I'm taking over the entire fashion industry.
While I really like your goals, I can't say that I agree with your methods.
Bumping off a few clueless men? Please.
Those men suffered less than the woman they tortured with their clothes.
And now I can get rid of the pink tax.
There's a pink tax?
Shut up!
Now women's clothing will be cheaper than men's. They will last longer, be more comfortable, and will not change in style from week to week. Unfortunately, when you have a revolution, some people get crushed under the wheels. You and Dan know too much.
You two are taking a long walk off a short pier with concrete shoes. Concrete shoes with high heels.
Now that's just cruel.
Goodbye, Dan. You sealed your fate when you said we didn't need a walk-in closet in our new home.
But Alexandria,
That's Big Al to you.
I can change.
Yes, you can. Very quickly. That's the advantage of male clothing. Take them away, Buffy.
Hold it right there.
Where did you get that gun?
In my pocket.
That's impossible. Women's clothing? A pocket?
I shop in the men's section.
Well, that's why the scene didn't rip. It's better made.
And all of you are under arrest. That's Sergeant Sullivan now. I called him as soon as I figured out your little caper.
What gave me away?
A rich heiress returning clothing? Don't make me laugh. You use your old designer clothes to wax your car. No, you are really going back to those shops to kill the fashion designers and take over their businesses. But I stopped your evil plot to create affordable, well-made, tasteful women's clothing. Affordable, well-made, tasteful women's clothing. Look, if you exit by the door by the alley, you should be able to make a clean getaway.
What are you doing?
Thanks, Sam. What do I owe you?
Is that slow boat to Havana still on the table?
Sorry, no. It turns out that Sven here is an excellent tailor. I can't resist a man who can make me laugh. He keeps me in stitches.
Goodbye, Sam. Alas, it was not meant to be.
Goodbye, Shovel. Maybe we'll run into each other again.
Not unless I get collision insurance. Good luck on your next job.
I already got one lined up.
Yeah, what's that?
Pincetta.
Bowling alley?
Orthopedic surgeon. I have a feeling you'll be my next patient.
Well, Dan, looks like it's just you and me.
What are you going to tell the police?
I'll tell Sullivan that I never could find a man named Big Al.
You'll let Alexandria get away with murder.
You know, it's said that the ends never justify the means, but women's clothes with pockets? Deep pockets? You tell me.
Women are still a mystery to me, Sam.
And all mysteries have a solution if you keep reading them, Dan.
How much do I owe you, by the way?
$100.
100? But you only worked 2 days. That should be $50.
Plus expenses, remember? The saxophone player gets the other 50. We've got to pay them to keep them off the streets. There's nothing worse than a street full of hungry, irate sax players. As I walked away from Dan, all the sounds of the city followed me like a wailing saxophone. I said, like a wailing saxophone. As I hailed a cab, I thought of the one major thing that I learned from this case. Hey, cabbie.
You can walk, you cheap flatfoot. And by the way,
Yeah?
my name is
The one major thing that I learned from this case is to respect service industry workers. Otherwise, you've got a long walk ahead of you.
And that concludes Sam Shovel Private Eye, tailor-made for murder. Tonight's episode starred Kayla Signery, Ann Alsberg, Dawson Halverson, Sarah Jackson, Matt Bear Tinberg, Shelley Teisty, Kyle Miller, Paige Vassilis, Sam Shovel, Private Eye, and other. And our special musical guest is Sue Orfield. big thanks to our costumer, Natalia Bartelt. Julie Smith on sound. And Jane Jeffries on lights. The programs are provided by One Source Imaging. Tonight's episode was brought to you by Jess Scripps and the very twisted minds of Jane and Jim Jeffries. And I am your announcer, Mike Teisty. Hey now. We'll see you again for another episode of Sam Shovel Private Eye.